My name's Kelly Parkison, and I guess I would say our adoption journey began actually when I was a child, because when my parents divorced, it caused my family to go to church, and it was there that I started hearing stories of Jesus for the first time and just fell in love with the Heavenly Father and really experienced what it truly meant to be adopted as His child when I asked Jesus to come into my heart. From that point on, I knew that I had a Father that was never going to leave, and He was always going to be with me. And so I experienced that unconditional love from someone. And then later, my mom met and remarried a godly man, and then I experienced an earthly, unconditional love from a man that was not in my bloodline. And so I feel like the Lord planted seeds of adoption in my heart then when I was just a child. After college, I went on my first mission trip to India, and it was after a horrible tsunami had hit the country, and a lot of children had been displaced and orphaned, and so we spent a lot of time working with orphans. And it was in one of our homes that we were visiting. This home had 15 girls that they were taking care of, and I will just never forget that I was sitting there taking a picture, actually, of the 15 girls, and I just had what I believe was just a divine experience from the Lord. And I knew at that moment that He was telling me one day that I was going to adopt a little girl from India. And I really didn't know what all of that meant. I was still single at the time, but after returning from that trip, I went home, and little did I know that the man that I was dating at that time was going to propose soon and is now my husband, but he's also adopted. And so when I shared with him what God had called me to do and said that, hey, I feel like the Lord is calling me to adopt one day, of course he was supportive. So after being married about 5 years, my husband and I began to seriously pursue adoption and adopting a little girl from India. And it was quite a journey. It was difficult and hard and daunting, and there were times where I felt like I wanted to give up. It was such a faith-growing experience for me personally. There were times where I felt like my faith just was almost at rock bottom because I was just so hurt and just tired of the waiting and ready to have our daughter with us. But God would just always come through, and He provided our church just to come around and support us. He provided our godly friends to come around and support us. And with the financial part, He provided every single penny for us. And so I knew that He was always there with us. And so about 3 years later, we finally got to have our girl in our arms. And God truly was with us this entire time on this journey. And when we were able to take our daughter in our arms and to know that she really is ours, and not only ours, but His. She is His child, and we just get to partner with the Lord in this whole experience. It has just been such an incredible thing just to see the picture of God's love for us and what He's done for the world. It has just been an amazing, amazing experience.